BismillahirRahmanirRahim. Talking about certainty, what do we understand from the interpretation of the verse BismillahirRahmanirRahim? And they rejected them, while their inner selves were convinced thereof, out of injustice and haughtiness.
BismillahirRahmanirRahim. We're going to say what is our understanding. I'm not here to interpret, to give a tafsir of the Quran. We're here, and I'm going to say certain things that I understand from my Sheykh. And because that question you are putting it forward, what I understand from his teachings of that ayat there. Because certainty is something we talked about a couple of last week and the week before, yakin. Of course, certainty, when we talk about yakin, is what? Is not just certainty. Before you get to yakin, there is a hadith there that talks about certainty. And that hadith is specific. That hadith is saying, Ya Rabbi, make me to worship you until I obtain certainty, until I obtain yakin. So it is through worship of Allah that you gain certainty. You don't just worship, you worship until you gain certainty. So this certainty is not certainty of your nafs, of this dunya, not certainty of the ego, not certainty of shaitan, not certainty of evil. It is certainty of Allah, certainty of haqq. Because you can have certainty, but if you use it for the ego, use it for shaitan, it's going to bring you to the direct opposite of where we are going to be when we're worshipping Allah. So that ayat is saying, BismillahirRahmanirRahim, that ayat is saying, certainty. Who is that? As far as I know, that ayat, it is referring to Musa alayhi salam and Firaun. And they rejected them. Who rejected who? Firaun. And those who are supporting Firaun rejected them. Who is them? Musa alayhi salam. And those are the ones around him, holy ones, like his brother Harun and all the other believers who are following in the way of Allah. There is that word yakin there, certainty, convinced. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that Firaun he is rejecting the truth coming from Musa alayhi salam. Although inside they are convinced. But why are they rejecting them? Because of his pride. Because of his arrogance. So now, if what you have inside is not going to show in your behavior, in your actions, in how you deal with the world, if you are not being sincere, if you are not looking to your heart to guide you, then your nafs is going to guide you. Your anger or your arrogance is going to guide you. Or this world, this dunya is going to guide you. So now, you need to worship like the Holy Prophet ﷺ saying, Ya Rabbi, make me to worship you until I gain certainty. But that certainty there that Firaun has, it is not because of worship. That certainty there is just his spirit that is knowing what is haqq and what is batil. But his arrogance is so high that it's pushing his conscience, his spirit down, pushing it and choking it, not letting it to be free, but letting his arrogance and his pride to be free. So many people, they are like this. Allah is not just saying Firaun. That's why the Sheikhs, they say, everyone, if you're not thinking that you are worse than Firaun, your nafs is worse than Firaun, worse than Shaitan, worse than Abu Jahil, worse than Nemrut. If you don't think that way, you're not going to get faith. Because through that ayat, Allah is teaching us. How many people they are like that? They know what is right and they know what is wrong, but they are too proud to admit it, and they reject them. If you are not then training your ego to go down and giving freedom for your spirit to rise up, you can have all the understanding in the world. It's not going to save you. Because all your understanding is just being choked by your arrogance and by other wrong characteristics. It means nothing. It's like the drowning man. He knows how to swim, but his pride is preventing him to swim. He's going to drown. Doesn't matter which lineage he comes from, how much knowledge he has. He's just going to go down. May Allah forgive us, inshallah. ومن الله توفيق الفاتحة. This much is enough. Assalamu alaikum. Have a good night.